Thank you so much and welcome to the Legal Mind Episode 1. My name is David Otieno, and today we are going to focus on the election law, most of the presidential election. And with me, I have Advocate of the High Court, Lawrence Obonyo, Vice Chair, LSK,
Mombasa Law
Mombasa.
Society.
Thank you so
Yes.
much to come. We are going to have a conversation on so many issues. The election law is too wide and it's just too big. We can't just finish it with one episode. So, ensure that you tune in. And most of the time, when I drop the video, you are with me in the Legal Mind Episode 1. So, today we're just going to focus on the election laws. And
Yes.
more so, to be precise, the presidential one, because
Yes.
the election laws tackles a lot of laws that govern the election process in Kenya.
Yes.
But I'll give you a little bit time, 1 minute, just to do introduction. Who is Lawrence Obonyo,
All
apart
right.
from being the advocate of the High Court?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
My name is Lawrence Obonyo, as you've said. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I focus mainly on children and family matters. I'm also dealing with certain prominent criminal matters. Our practice is well established. It's in Mombasa, Diani, and as well as Nairobi.
Yeah.
We also handle election matters, including election petition, because it's part and parcel of our society.
Yes.
So I'm a Kenyan, and I'm a very eager participant in these public spaces so that we can educate the masses.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
You know, majority of the people know you from a certain case that we don't want to discuss, but I know they know.
Yes, yes,
How
yes.
are you doing, by the way?
That one cannot go without being mentioned. It's a famous case, the
Yes.
Shakahola case. We are doing well.
Yes.
So far, the matter is going on. Now there's another one coming up. It's Kwabinzaro.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes,
tune in starting from 11th of February.
Yes.
Other people should be taking plea. So it's been termed as Shakahola 2.
Yes.
So far, we are completing the 3 other matters for Shakahola. We are getting into almost the defense stage.
Yes.
And then we have to finalize one more. Remember, they had 4 separate cases.
Yeah.
This one becomes the 5th.
Ah.
Yeah, interesting matter.
Wishing you for the very best.
Thank you so much.
And let them not judge me.
Nobody will judge you. You know, in these spaces, what we normally do is try and dispense justice.
Yes.
An understanding of justice is looking at the scales.
Yes.
There's one side and the other side. So
Yes.
if you are able to balance, then you
Yes.
have dispensed justice.
Okay.
It matters not what happens, so long as the accused has had their day in court
Yes.
and the truth comes out, that's it.
Thank you so much.
I highly appreciate.
Lawrence Obonyo. Today we are going to focus on this election law.
Yes.
And so many Kenyans are asking questions. Why, when we are approaching the election, the
Yes.
parliament is likely to amend the laws.
Yes.
Remember, after the dispensation of the Constitution 2010, 2011, we had an Amendment Act,
Yes.
2011,
Yeah.
which was later amended in 2016.
Yes.
And this is one of the famous election law that brought a lot of attention.
Yes.
In fact, in that day, the 11th parliament was not as usual. People
Yeah.
compare it with the current parliament
Yes.
during the Gen Zs when they invade the parliament,
Yeah.
where the nays have it, but the speaker said that the yes have it, if you remember.
Yes.
During Jacoyo Midiwo's time,
Yes.
at that time, the current CS for Health was the majority leader. So what could be the problem? Why is it that when we are starting or we are approaching the election,
Yes.
now there is a lot of changes or amendment in these election laws? What will be the problem?
David, we have to understand ourselves, first of all, as a community
Yes.
and as a society.
Yeah.
The society that we live in as Kenyans, we can be termed as a last-minute society. People who are reactionary rather than proactive.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you will notice that just before that election is when people rush to change the things that they had almost 4.5 years to do.
Yes.
People see the need at the last minute, and it comes from our mindset of knowing either way or overconfidence that either way we are going to do it.
Yes.
So this is why you normally see that just before the elections, the parliament, which is a representation of ourselves and a mirror of our society,
Yes.
we rush to try and change the laws. Normally, this knowledge is well within the minds of all the legislators at all given time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the 11th hour is when they remember that we ought to have done this earlier.
Yes.
There's a second reason why you see it happening at the last minute is to limit the possibilities of proper understanding and good participation. So you find that someone deliberately sits on something and brings it at the last minute,
Yes.
rushing it, knowing that very well that he will not have sufficient time to question it, or even to have enough time to dig deeper and understand it properly.
Yes.
The other third reason is that it is lucrative to do business in a rush. When
the 11th hour.
At the 11th hour,
Yes.
nobody will question
Yes,
how
yes.
much the professional is being paid, because they will tell you that we need to have this done.
Yes.
So that will mean that they will take advantage of such situations and ensure that they take the best out of it. You know, most of our politicians,
Yes.
they're not genuine in terms of leadership,
Yes.
but some of them are actually out there to gain. So that's why you see at the 11th hour, at the last minute, be it the ruling regime, be it the parliamentarians, be it any agency, they are rushing actually to finish what was allocated to them or milk more.
Okay.
And also the notion that maybe I may not make it back.
Okay. But do you think the society is also, the society can be blamed on this? Because the same society that bring us these leaders who,
Yes.
on most of the time, they bring for us the laws.
Yes.
In an hour that we cannot make any change, we can't understand what is happening. We just wake up in the morning and find out that now the law is now changed. And this law, most of the time, they are prepared to protect the incumbent in most of the cases. So in this scenario, do we blame now the society who does not want to put a key eye on the issues of such, despite that we are in a democratic nation?
I would answer that in the affirmative.
Yes.
The society is squarely to blame in terms of the leadership and governance that we have.
Yeah.
We are the ones who don't agitate for these things in good time.
Yes.
You and I, the people who have been exposed, people who understand, are the ones who are supposed to spearhead this, actually the positions.
Yes.
Ask anyone how many times they've presented a petition to their parliamentarian or to even their member of county assembly to bring it forth to a later stage. You find that it is the rarest thing that most people do.
Okay.
So we are a mirror of what we see out there.
Yeah.
If a parliamentarian or any leader fails to do what they are supposed to do, they gain the mandate from ourselves.
Yes.
We are the ones who don't push them to do whatever they're supposed to do. So we are the ones to blame.
We are the ones to be blamed.
We are the ones to blame.
Somebody said that our politicians are the mirror of who we are.
Indeed, 100%.
And now in this, how can we now change? Because you see, after we bring them into power,
Yes.
they do things the way they want because they have power. Despite that is directly opposite with what the Constitution says.
Yeah.
But again, we don't have power now again to now try to moderate what they're doing. In fact, they are so powerful. When you remember Article 204, the recall law.
Yes.
In fact, exactly what they did was just to put the recall law be very difficult for Kenyans to recall member of parliament. And it is only cheap for member of county assemblies to impeach the governor and the deputy governor. And it's also very difficult for a president to be impeached, despite there's a lot of laws that can allow that to happen. So what can be done to ensure that the society, despite that we are the mirrors of the leaders who are leading us, but they can also be tasked, or they task themselves to ensure that the leaders that we are having in the parliament, because it is the main organ of making our laws, are directly or do exactly what the common mwananchi want to be done for.
Thank you. You understand that what you're saying is actually not the position. It is not impossible.
Yes.
Of course, I agree with you, it is difficult. But who's made it difficult? It is the people we have elected to and given that mandate there.
Yeah.
Now, you realize that when these people get there, they even make it difficult for their own employers, that is the electorate, to get them out of there.
Yeah.
So how can we curb this?
Okay.
We can curb it from the recall and the other mechanisms that are there.
Yeah.
Remember that members of the public are generally allowed to be even members of political parties.
Yes.
There are foundations and mechanisms within the political party to even recall a member of parliament.
Yeah.
And when you have that recall from the party level, when a vote of no confidence, when someone is kicked out of their positions or their party,
Yeah.
you know they should automatically lose the seat in parliament,
Yeah.
so that they seek mandate afresh.
Yeah.
The other option is using the petitions, because nowadays, in today's age, the age of information,
Yeah.
we know very well that we can gather signatures, sign a petition, and take it to the next level.
Yeah.
We rarely use this.
Okay.
The other thing that we can do when now push comes to shove, we can actually go out to the streets and make sure that we push these individuals to do exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So the buck stops with us. We are the ones who fail to do our part,
Yeah.
and then we complain about the people we pay to actually represent us. So through platforms like this one,
Yes.
and opportunities for people to gain more civic education,
Yeah.
exposure and education from the media, from NGOs, civil society organization, and even professionals out there. More sensitization needs to come so that the civic education becomes the main thing for people to understand that you actually have the power.
Okay.
Because even in the Bible it says that my people shall perish for lack of
knowledge.
Okay. And this is something that cuts across the board.
Yes.
So when we have the knowledge, we are actually empowered, and we shall not perish in the hands of leaders who are great. Yes.
And I could have asked a simple question: between knowledge and research, which one will you go first?
Knowledge definitely should come first. I'm a firm believer of money following good ideas.
Serious?
Yes.
No.
Resources will always follow a good idea. So when you lack the knowledge, you are, even if you're well empowered in terms of resources.
Yeah.
You see very many people, in fact, Kenya, you will normally think about it this way. Other people from other regions see how wealthy we are.
Okay.
Because our poverty mindset is in comparisons to the people who are above us.
Yeah,
but when you go to the best level, let's say you check societies across the continent, across the globe,
yes,
we are actually well to do. So when we have good ideas,
yes,
the money follows. Investment follows. I promise you, even you today, you see someone who has a good idea, you will give your money out there, knowing very well the outcome will be perfect.
But the vice versa is being experienced. Your friend, your colleague, Professor Piro Lumumba, said
yes,
that those with power have no idea. They completely have no idea.
Yes.
But those without power are bumbling out with good ideas, but they don't have opportunity to explore their ideas. Now let's focus in the electoral process now.
Yes.
Now, what is this electoral process? Because it is also there in our constitution, and it is a very fundamental law that before we do the election, there must be rules, there must be guidelines, there must be a manual, there must be something that we follow for us to have good leaders. Despite sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. So, what is the electoral process?
An electoral process basically is an avenue or a channel through which the leadership is obtained to form a government.
Yes.
So as we call it a process, it is a phased process. It's a phased session. It is not a one-off thing, but it's a phased session. What am I talking about? When you talk about an electoral process, we start from the point of lawmaking.
Yes.
What kind of laws do we have?
Yeah.
Are they the proper laws that will give us a good umpire, a good referee?
Yeah.
Then how do we select membership of this referee?
Yeah.
Now you talk about the laws. Now, when you go to the next stage, what laws will guide what the referees are going to look at?
Okay.
Now we're looking at the laws that will guide actual elections.
Yes.
And remember, this is a process that guiding actual elections starts even from the nomination stages of the parties.
Yes.
Then you go to the next phase where we are now talking about the election itself.
Yes.
Remember, there's a difference between an electoral process and an election.
Yes.
An election now becomes the event, whether it's a 1-day or a 3-day event or a 1-week event in other countries. Then you go to post-election events.
Yes.
Do we have petitions? Do we have verifications? Do we have everything? What have we learned from this? Do we have reporting mechanisms and all that? So that is why we call it a phased process, and therefore forms a process and not a one-off thing. So an electoral process starts from the lawmaking,
Yes.
goes to the determination of how election shall be held,
Yes.
goes to the rules of play during election,
Yes.
and then goes to after the election, what happens to disgruntle or even for improvement purposes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the exactly system that we are using in our nation. Because
Indeed.
if I capture what you're saying well, that process, there are several laws that guide that process before the process complete.
Correct.
So through the party nomination, the
Yes.
political party's nomination.
Yeah.
So there's a law which guides political party nomination.
Indeed.
For example,
Yes.
if someone is vied with the party X,
Yes.
and we have at least 2 or 4 candidates.
Indeed.
Now the political party will have a decision of who to choose to vie in their own ticket.
Correct.
So there's a law guiding that.
Yes.
Not political party coming up with their own ideas and saying it is now David or Lawrence.
Yes.
So after that, there's another law guiding the people who are undertaking that process.
Yes.
So in this case, it is the IEBC again.
Correct.
The electoral body.
Yeah.
After that, there's another law which is now guiding the person who has been elected.
Correct.
And there's another law which now will determine if David does not feel that he was not elected according to the law, they can now petition that to the. Okay, that is so nice.
And just before you live on that,
Yes.
when we talk about these laws,
Yes.
maybe we can just enlighten. Everything stems from the Constitution, which we lawyers call the Grundnorm, the big law.
Yes, yes.
The Constitution, I think it's under Article 83 or all the way to 88, gives you the opportunities to know how the process is done and which body is going to run it.
Yes.
Now, that is where we draw our laws. Then you go to the Elections Act of 2011.
Yes.
Then there's a Political Parties Act of 2013.
Yes.
There's the Election Offences Act of 2016.
Yes.
And then there's an amendment to it that there's another one for 2011.
Yes.
So all these laws, coupled with what we lawyers called legal precedents, what has happened through the courts.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because there's a gap between what Parliament provides.
Yes.
Parliament provides you with the laws, but in the event of, excuse me,
Okay.
in the event of disparity and fight between parties with regards to the laws, you have to revert it to the courts.
Yeah.
And then the court system make determination. These determinations become precedents because not everything will be written in the black and white.
Yes.
Some of it has to be taken in terms of interpretation.
Yes.
And there are several case laws that have guided the aspects that have not been provided specifically or expressly in writing.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So now let's get back to elephant in the room.
Yes.
Now, we have all these laws.
Correct.
But still, you will find out that someone has been elected and then now the court are nullifying maybe the election.
Yes.
So in this case, what exactly happening as an advocate now? Because, for example, we have so many cases, like we had one in Magarini.
Yes.
We had another one in so many areas.
Yes.
And another one
Mbere,
in
all this
Mbere.
place,
There are several lot of election petitions that were nullified. Because of maybe the process was not followed.
Irregularities,
yes,
illegalities,
yes.
And then breach of the electoral laws.
Yes.
That is Election Offences Act.
Yes.
And so many other problems. Yeah.
Yeah. So does it mean in this process, the body that is trusted with this process is the one failing? Or does it mean the participant who are trying, or does it mean that it is the participant who are trying to reach power without following the legal process? Because in most cases you will see, like there are so many cases I can mention,
Yes.
that you will find that people are saying it is the IEBC who are coordinating with other bodies to ensure that election is rigged. And these people are trusted, and according to the Constitution, they should be independent.
Yes.
So
it's actually in their name.
In fact, it is also appearing in one of the abbreviation of their name.
Yes.
So what is the problem? Is it the independent body not doing what it's supposed to do, or the system is corrupt?
I would answer that question twofold.
Yes.
Number one, the answer to that question, or rather, most lawyers will normally give you the answer yes and no.
Yes.
In most instances,
Yes.
or everything stems back to the electoral body.
Yes.
So to answer the question simply, it is the failures of the electoral body. Because remember, this body has been mandated with the powers even to nullify certain individuals and render them not compliant enough to vie for certain elections.
Yeah.
So why should we push the responsibility to these individuals to behave? The acts are there, the regulations are there, and you've been empowered.
There's code of conduct.
You saw what happened in the by-elections for Kasipul Kabondo, where it's rather Kasipul, where they were being fined to the tune of 1 million shillings for breaching certain electoral procedures.
Yes.
So those were the contestants. So it means that this body has the powers and the mandate to control the elections. So if they're able to do that internally, then we will not have to invoke the Electoral Offences Act later on or charge people in normal criminal cases for breaching electoral laws. So it means that the body is actually failing. The Independent Boundaries and Electoral Commission is supposed to actually intervene in time and beforehand so that they can have a good process. But if they don't, it means that we will be left to look back and say, what did so and so? What did David do? What did David not do? Did I shtaki David, or did I report David in time? And will they do anything, or they will deem David that David is above the law?
Yes.
So the electoral body is the one that fails Kenyans when it comes to electoral malpractices, when it comes to nullifications of elections, and when it comes to non-compliance with the law. It is the electoral body that has been given that mandate to oversee, because they're supposed to oversee, monitor, and actually conduct elections. So anything within that ambit is within their laws, within their responsibility.
Mandate, and their responsibility.
Correct.
So let's now change the gears and look at the Constitution.
Yes.
I think it is one of the best documents that we have since independence.
Yes.
There's a lot of call to change it. I don't know, as an advocate, you advise whether it is fully implemented or not, and all this lies in the hand of politicians, because the society has given up and leave it for the politicians to make those corrections wherever they want.
Yes.
Which is also in some articles in the Constitution. I think changing the Constitution also requires the common mwananchi.
Indeed.
They get back to Article 1.
Indeed.
The power of the people and the supremacy.
Yes.
So let's now focus in this case now. How does election laws relate to human rights? Because
Actually, it's a very good question. How do electoral laws relate to human rights? We have to know that it's a situation of chicken and egg. What comes first? And we've seen very ignorant people out there, and I'm calling them ignorant because it took me a long time to actually see the process of and justification for the ignorance. The people who say it does not concern me, so I will not vote.
In fact, people are telling me now, I don't need to go and vote. For what purpose?
You see?
And you see, most of the time where we're coming from, if that man is not there, there's no need of going to vote.
I would say that is the highest level of ignorance. Because at the end of the day, remember, without the elections, you're not going to have the leaders.
Absolutely.
Without the leaders, not without with the elections, you're going to have the leaders. With the leaders, you're going to have a government. A government that shall be responsible for your day-to-day, including taxes, prices of commodities, rights, and whether they're taken away or they're upheld all the way for 5 years. So it means that if you keep quiet or you fail to participate in the process, be it voter apathy, be it miseducation, whatever it is, then you're already sealing your fate. In informal setups, we normally call your vote your right to complain. If you fail to vote, if you fail to participate in the process, you will be denigrating the rights of other people. Now, the attainment or achievement of the basic human rights under Chapter 6 of our Constitution have to stem from governance. How will we tell someone that you observe Article 49 of the Constitution of a right of an accused person to be produced within 24 hours if you've elected people who've subverted the Constitution so much that you cannot tell them anything?
Yeah.
So that they will tell you, we are the government. We will hold this person for 600 days. Hakuna kitu utafanya. We will hold this person for 100 days. Hakuna kitu utafanya.
Yes.
Or maybe you have a bunch of individuals
Yes.
who call themselves honorable members,
Yes.
going to the parliament to overturn the gains that have been made over the years. So your fundamental human rights, let's talk about your right to life.
Yes.
Then someone goes to the parliament and passes a motion that becomes an amendment to a law that your right to life can be limited by a police officer who feels that you're a danger to the society. Now, who feels that you're a danger to the society, that feeling cannot be justified. So it means that someone can come shoot you and go back and say, I felt that David was a danger to the society. So how did that police officer get empowered there? Stems back to what amendment was made to the Police Act or to the Penal Code.
Yes.
And who did this amendment? A parliamentarian.
Parliament, yeah.
And who voted for this parliamentarian? The people who participated and the people who never participated.
Yes.
So because even if you don't participate, then you're telling the people who participate that go ahead.
Go ahead.
We've given you the rights.
Yeah, there's one of the people who says that if you don't vote, you are giving way for bad leaders to enter into power.
100%.
And that is very
And you lose
smart,
your right to complain, because the moment you want to complain, people will tell you, but you had the right.
Could be the reason why sometimes member of parliament are saying, in this area, you guys did not vote for me, so I don't owe you anything.
Correct. And you see, someone will come there with a straight face and tell you that there's a clip again for the current speaker who says,
yes,
I am not your best, but I'm the only one you have. So by telling you that, they mean that there's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can tell them. You nowhere you can take them.
Yes.
So indeed, when an elected leader comes to a certain region or fails to come to a certain region because they did not get enough votes there, and it's their feeling that you did not elect them, and they focus on another place, then you're the ones to blame. It is you and I who said that I did not want to vote. Why did you not want to vote? Because I don't like the people who are vying.
Yeah.
Then go out there, vote for someone else. Even better, field yourself so that you can be either an independent candidate so that you can have other people vote for you.
That is good. And again, now when it comes to election, the election laws, there are so many laws that we've discussed, and I mean, we are going to discuss them further in other episodes.
Yes.
But at some point, you will feel that there's this thing called urgent.
Yes.
That when you're vying for a certain position, you must have your own agent.
Correct.
And then some of the people asking if these laws are working, if the IEBC has been given a mandate to ensure that this process is fair, transparent, and there's another name that they used to call
free, fair, and
transparent.
Yes.
I remember during the
petition.
Irreducible minimum.
Yes.
2018, 2017.
Yes.
Before that re-election of 10th of August. No, October. October of 2017.
Yes.
Why do you think that now, as a politician or a person who want to vie, you must have a budget of having an agent, so that this agent can now secure your vote and can ensure that there is no irregularity in terms of now stealing your vote. Yet, we have rules and regulations. We have laws that govern the process of an election.
In law, we say justice must be done, and it must be seen to be done.
Okay.
You can do very good, but nobody will see you good if you don't let it out there or you don't publicize it. So the import of that means that when there's an election, however free and fair you want it to be, in fact, the tenets of freeness and fairness of an election means that someone else can scrutinize it, both in real time and after. That is why we have observers and all that. So the purpose of your agent is actually a legal representative of a vying person or a party within that area.
Yes.
This person is mandated to oversee, monitor, and check the fairness. Otherwise, you will put people into temptations. You know, when someone notices that, oh, we trust too much, we leave all our doors open, someone can just walk in and walk out with whatever they want. But when they know very well that even though we trust and we leave our doors open, there is a camera there that watches over so that if someone comes, anything, because you never know eventualities. This
Yes.
is for just in case.
Yes.
So the freeness and fairness of an election cannot overlook the presence of monitoring and ascertainment of that freeness and fairness. That's
Yes.
why budgetary allocation has to be for an agent. An agent even goes further and has the mandate, apart from being a legal representative, can confirm, can rectify, can raise issues that can be dealt with at that particular station during that particular time.
Yeah.
So if you don't have an agent anywhere, then you're leaving yourself exposed. And because it's a mandate and it's a right that has been given to you, if you don't present an agent, then you're deemed to have waived your right.
Okay.
Therefore, taking away your right to complain. Yes.
So you cannot complain when you didn't work so hard to ensure that your vote is protected.
Correct. And it's not even about protection. It's about some certain mistakes that someone will call silly mistakes, because everything can happen well. And then at the point where someone is fatigued in the evening, they start calling out different names. They lift a paper, let's say it's written David, and they lift it up and then they say Lawrence and put it down because they are tired. Their mind is telling them Lawrence.
Yes, I witnessed that one day in Mombasa. Yes.
That is something that an agent should raise and say, no. You have raised it. We have seen it.
Okay.
But the name says this and this. And that agent is mandated by the law.
Yes.
And empowered by the law to raise an issue right there and right then.
At the point, to ensure that there's safety.
There's safety, there's accuracy, and there is observance of the electoral process.
Absolutely. Now, again, we are now approaching the election. I think it is only 18 months to the election now.
Yes.
And so many Kenyans, most young people are preparing for these elections. Yes. You see, if you listen to people outside there, they're calling young people to go and vie for those positions.
Yes.
And not only vying, there's a lot of things to put into place before that process even begin.
Yes.
Now, I want us to help. The young people are now coming in, even the older people who are there. Majority of people, I was talking to a member of parliament from Matuga,
yes,
and he was telling me that more than 200,000 people from this region they don't have IDs and they have not registered as voters. In his constituency, he has 80,000, 80,000 people who they don't have ID and they have not registered as voters.
Wow.
So first, let us now look at these two people. One person who is eligible for political seat.
Yes.
Number two, who is eligible to elect this person.
So eligibility to vie or to become a member of parliament for any seat varies from one thing to another, but there are certain basic fundamentals. You must be above the age of 18. You must have been a Kenyan citizen for more than 10 years. There's a reason why we qualify more than 10 years, because when you say you must be a citizen, David might have been Malawian and just gotten his citizen papers 1 week before the elections or 2 months before the elections.
Yes.
And then wants to vie. So you must have been a Kenyan citizen for more than 10 years. You must be a registered voter. There are certain things that you must do so that you gain, and the qualifications vary from position to position. So but there are certain basic fundamentals.
Let me cut you short. This issue of you must be a registered voter, does it mean that the law allows you, so long as you are registered as a voter? For example, I'm registered in Mombasa, but I want to vie in Migori. Can I do? But I must be registered in the same area that I want to vie.
No. So long as you're a registered voter, it will be a loss for you if you don't vote where you are vying. It will be a loss for you. And tell me how confident I will be, or rather someone else will be, to come vote for me in Likoni when I'm registered to vote in Nyandarua.
But there is no law that bars you from that.
No. So long as you're a registered voter, that is the basis.
Yes.
be a registered voter.
Okay, because
You-
I'm asking this because I remember during when we had a by-election in Kibra,
Yes.
there's a guy who wanted to be member of parliament in that area. Currently, is the vice chair of FKF.
Yes.
Mariga.
Yes.
Then he was told, no, you are not even a registered voter in this area. So the law bars you, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, he was cleared by IBC. So people are starting saying, oh, he was close to power. You know, by that time, he was a Jubilee guy.
Yes.
And this one also happens in Wamutende area.
Yes.
Wamutende. The man was being saying, no, he's not even a registered voter in that area, that he registered as a voter in a certain region. So people
Yes.
were asking questions. Does it mean that when you're not a registered voter in a certain area, you are not supposed to vie?
Actually, there may be a misinterpretation there, but the law actually talks about you being a registered voter.
There is no specification that
the specification to where you have registered to vote. It will be an electoral impropriety.
Yeah.
If you are seen, they normally take those ceremonial videos and photos that so and so has come to this primary school to vote as a contestant.
Yes.
But again, someone goes ahead and checks your voter status details and says,
yes,
but you're not a registered voter in this
area.
Yes. So how did you vote at that place?
Yes.
Those are the questions that come along.
Yeah.
But if indeed you never participated in the actual voting, but you're a registered voter, then you're eligible to stand for a position. And I remember this comes up every now and then. People ask themselves, must you be a registered voter within that place that you're vying? Now that becomes a challenge. Let's talk of a president. Let's talk of everyone. Do they have to go down to the community where they registered as where they, and let's say you're vying for a country position.
Yeah.
Which one will you select that this is where you must vote? Because you're a national person now.
Yes. But you see, in Kenya, majority choose where they come from. Like the president choose to vote in Eldoret.
Strongholds. I call them strongholds.
Yes. The late former prime minister also chose to in Kibra.
Yes.
And so many others. So sometimes they choose where they are more popular than
any other area.
Yeah. But
it shows confidence to your people, and it shows the oneness with your people. So that when you participate, you don't want you produce a presidential candidate from the coast region, and then you see him or her casting a vote in Nyandarua or somewhere in Kipipiri.
We are just seeing Joe from Kondele.
Yes. So
he's casting votes there.
So even your own people are wondering, why are you running away from home?
Yes.
Go register, go vote from home.
Yeah.
And then now you can go around and monitor your votes everywhere that place.
So for you to run for a political seat, you must be a registered voter. You must be a Kenyan.
Yeah, you must be 18 and above.
18 and above.
Education-wise comes now to certain positions, like when you want to vie for presidency, governorship, senatorial. I believe these are the positions that require you to have a degree from a recognized university. Yes. Those are very important details.
Yes.
Not only any university, but a recognized university.
So when you do an online course from Ethiopia,
somewhere in a university in Delaware that is unknown, then it becomes a problem.
Okay. Allow me to jump a bit and ask you this question, because it has been a problem for so many years.
Yes.
There was a discussion that they wanted to change the law.
Yes.
During the process of changing the election law, that now they want to change the law and put at least a member of county assembly to have a diploma, member of parliament to have a degree. And so many people came out and say that in position, God give people position, and you cannot quantify leadership skill, engaging it, or balancing, or weighing it with education. That you can see a leader who is doing good and is not educated, and you can also have a leader who is educated and doing absolutely nonsense. Is there any degree of measurement of leadership with education qualification?
I will pose a question to you, David.
Yes.
If you were to go to a hospital and you need surgery,
yes,
would you want your surgeon to be a qualified surgeon who is duly registered from the university and the body that manages doctors? The answer is yes.
Absolutely.
Now, who are leaders to us?
Yes.
They are our instruments of governance.
Yes.
They are like managerial.
Yeah.
They are given a constituency to manage. They are given a responsibility to make laws. How can you make the laws when you're illiterate? How can you contribute to reading, understanding it? Because you know lawmaking is a stage process.
It is a process, absolutely. Yeah.
There's the first reading, there's the second reading. They're actually called readings.
Yes.
So
yes.
what if you don't know how to read? What will you be able to contribute? So this is my personal take, that at the end of the day, we see a deteriorating society when we want to justify certain mediocrity. Because you cannot justify mediocrity by saying that those people who are well qualified to do certain jobs want to compete with people who are absolutely not qualified. This is where you find this imposter syndrome coming up when you find people given certain positions and then they are unable to know what to do. So you find that you have a member of parliament who has hired a PA, and the PA is the one who is running the constituency affairs.
Yes.
So this other person is just ceremonial. In the concluded Ugandan elections, you saw
Yes.
there was a general from a certain northern region who was basically, what good word shall I use? Because I believe he is sick. And he's
the
old.
86 man.
Yes.
Yes.
He's sick, he's old, he's unable to function like a person who is in the office.
Yes.
Now, we are not glorifying and underestimating education, but you need certain basic education for you to fulfill certain responsibility.
Yeah.
Take away the issue of doctors. Now let's go to managers.
Yes.
Let's say a team leader of a media team. That team leader has to have some managerial skills.
Yes.
How will someone who only knows how to shout in the streets or in the markets be a leader who wants to go to the boardroom to effect changes? That is why we have in this country, and I'm confident to say, there are laws that have actually barred certain people from holding office because these people are not qualified. So my take was that people are rushing to deal with this matter emotionally, but the same people are applying double standards. I cannot have my child be taught with someone who is not qualified to teach. And that is just, this is not like going to the pulpit where you heed to the calling of God. Leadership, aside from the calling, requires certain basic knowledge. So this basic knowledge is what we are putting as the bare minimum, the irreducible minimums that we want. Yes.
I think that is perfect. But sometimes people argue that there's an engineer who once said that mimi ni mkarabati.
Yes.
Na hii mtu mimi naongoza yeye iko na degree 6 na hii iko na degree 3, but at long last I am their head. Mimi ndio nawaongoza. But again, when you look at it, when these people now want to do something in the parliament, you will find out that most of them are not participating. Because those process of having vote amending laws, blah, 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 requires a lot of knowledge before someone make a decision of becoming a member of parliament.
Yes.
We want to move swiftly. Now, we've now understood the basic law on how one should be vying for position or given the position. Now, who should vote these people?
Similarly, you need someone who's qualified to be able to vote for these people in.
Yes.
You need someone who actually is above the age of 18.
Yes.
Someone of sound mind. Someone who is a registered voter.
Yes.
And the name is contained in a voter's register.
Yes.
This person should be holding an ID or an identification document.
Yes.
And this person should be a citizen of this country.
Yeah.
Or rather a citizen of the country where they're voting. Now, this makes the eligibility because you want the people you govern or the person who is governing you to be someone selected by the person who is a direct beneficiary or is going to be a direct beneficiary of the effects of that leadership. So this is why the law has put certain conditions for people to be able to be eligible to vote.
Okay.
Yes.
You explained to me. You explained to me.
Yes.
The process of an election.
Yes.
And this was very fundamental.
Yeah.
And again, when we compare the three general elections, that is
Yes.
2013 election, 2017, and 2022,
Yes.
there were some similarities in these elections. Huh?
Yes.
And 2017 one was nullified.
Yes.
And I think Judge Emeritus David Maraga
Yes.
said that election is a process.
Indeed.
And for therefore, it is not an event. Despite there's a series of events before we come to the conclusion of who is elected or not,
Yes.
it is a process. But what could be the difference between the 2013 election with the same discrepancies that we saw, 2017, and now 2022?
Okay.
Now the one that is the famous, the hot air one.
I liked the interview by Professor Megaya K to say that such information or such terminology should
We never
never
appear
find
in his-
themselves in certain judgments. I agree with him 100%.
Yes.
Anyway, to address the question,
Yes.
in 2013,
Yes.
we as lawyers and the general public should really respect judicial independence.
Yeah.
So that the judiciary can make their decisions based on what they have.
Yeah.
In 2013, I believe it was the first biggest
Petition.
publicized petition
Yes.
in terms of presidential elections in this country.
Yes.
And I want to call it a learning process.
Yes.
In that election, the judges deemed it that there was no sufficient evidence to nullify an election because they deemed that the threshold was not met. They say that if there were discrepancies, they were few. If there was an issue, then it was not heavy enough to call for the nullification of an election.
Yes.
If they were use the word if,
If yes.
then they also came to this other aspect that you did not present enough evidence, you did not do this and this. The evidence that was presented, it was a bit late and it was expunged.
Yes.
Now, how did the courts learn from there? The courts learned on the fundamentality of an election and gave it another description of it being a process. Now, the difference between the 2013 and 2017 election petitions, the main one is that 2013 thought that an election is an event.
Yes.
2017 looked at it as a process.
Yes.
And said that you cannot have a flawed process
Yes.
and have valid results. So this is what the fundamental differences that we can spot from the onset. Because in 2017, they were saying, at what point do we ascertain the veracity or the truthfulness of any information that is given out there? They say that it is a manual document. The transmission of what you see on TV is not good enough. It's provisional. It is a manual document that confirms. Number two, they say that if the process is flawed, then the end result, however good the numbers are, should not stand. Then they went further and stated that
Yes.
on an election, we are not looking at the day. We are looking at the process that came before,
Yes.
during, and immediately after.
Yes.
Remember in 2017, there was the biggest question of opening the servers. And the issue was, if you are unable to do that, then it means that we cannot verify whether that information is true or not true that you're giving the public. So that's why 2017 gave us this good precedence that an election, with the Chief Justice Emeritus say that an election has to be a process. And you see, it also elevated the presence and the place of the Constitution in the process of an election.
Yeah.
And they say that a country cannot stand when we don't abide by the law.
The laws, yeah.
And the laws are stem from the Constitution.
Okay.
This has been the guiding principle from 2017 all the way to even the election petitions that you're going to see in 2027.
Okay.
That is the main difference that is there.
And that is brilliant. Allow me as we wind up.
Yes.
So many people think that the judiciary, despite it is a very independent arm of government,
Yes.
but at some point it is being driven by maybe ethnicity.
Yes.
Because you remember, The 2017 one, eh?
Yes.
Yes. So many people were annoyed, and they're
Yes.
saying the emeritus is coming from Nyanza. We can't subtract that from people's mind, eh?
Indeed.
And then in 2022, people were saying now the head was coming from Central, and,
Yes.
and Central were the biggest bidders
Yes.
of that election, eh? If you
Yes.
may call it that way. So, do you think in this process also there's a lot of how can I put it? A lot of independent is it independent mind or laws, or sometimes the feeling of this is ours, bana. We can now the power is now next to home as you wind up.
Judicial officers
Yes.
are people personally I hold in very high regards.
Yes, yes, yes.
And as we see, we come to an age where in this day and age in this country, even the selecting and appointment of judicial officers is guided by the public aspect of it and the the openness to it.
Yeah.
You see interviews being televised, you see everything being posted on the newspaper and all that. So to just cut it short, I don't think ethnicity plays any role in terms of the courts that determine the matters. You'll see even the composition of the 7 judges of the Supreme Court comes as a picture or an image of the entire country.
Yes.
Then every judge is given the independence to have their own thoughts. Remember in 2017, there were 2 judges who dissented.
Yes.
That is Justice Jackton Ojwang.
No, Ojwang, yeah.
Yes, Jackton Ojwang and Justice Njoki Ndungu.
Yes.
So if we were to look at it as ethnicity, then one would say that Justice Jackton Ojwang would have been the first one to say nullify it because the petitioner comes from my community.
Yes.
But that is not the case because at the end of the day, they have to apply their minds based on the precedents and the evidence that is given to them, and then they give their opinion. And that was a very hotly contested. It was 4-2.
Yes.
4 judges were pro-nullification.
Yes.
2 judges dissented against it.
Yes.
In 2013, it was unanimous.
Hot air.
No. Before, it was Justice before the CJ Justice Mutunga.
I read the verdict,
Yes. You can call it hot air, but it was unanimous that this entire petition fails. So nobody even dissented. And the same came to this other 2022 election.
Yes.
When you look at the composition of the judges, the main contenders or the main beneficiary would be the gentleman who is in power right now.
Yes.
And he does not come from the same community as the CJ.
Chief Justice is coming from.
Yeah, so we have to look at it independently. And over a period of time, even in coming generations, maybe one day we will be free from the yoke of thinking in terms of regional or ethnicity. And this will help us a great deal.
My producer is telling me the time is over and we have to wind up, but we've not tackled so many things.
Yes.
I believe we are going to come back to tackle as much as we can so that Kenyans, before the election, they'll have a clear picture of what is an election, the process of an election, laws that guide an election, and why is it important for Kenyans also to participate fully in this election.
Indeed.
Because even by now, the IEBC is open to register as voters, but majority of the youth have not registered. But if you ask them why, they are telling you, in Kenyan election process, leaders choose themselves, not common wananchi choosing the leaders. But a little bit, just a minute, about the process of now having the formation of commissioners in the IEBC. Remember 1997? After that election, there was a proposal of the IPPG.
Yes.
How important was that as compared to today?
This was a pace setter for what people term as negotiations in politics. Because when you have certain irreducible minimums agreed upon by both sides of the divide, then you give room for independence and openness of elections.
Yes.
So in this particular IPPG, it gave us room for the opposition and the ruling party to come up with rules to guide the process. And these rules meant that the members of the Electoral Commission of Kenya, that is ECK back then, were selected by parties from across the divide.
Yes.
So this has set the foundation for even right now the IEBC, the composition, to be something that is agreed upon by everyone.
Yes.
Remember, given an opportunity, the incumbent or the current government can actually skew the elections from even selecting people who are going to be only loyal to them.
Okay.
So the pace that was set and the foundation that was set by the IPPG in 1997 gave us the basis for reaching out and actually exposes the independence and openness of elections, therefore cementing the foundations of democracy in this country.
Okay.
That is very important.
Thank you so much, Wakili.
I highly appreciate.
We have so much to discuss. We have to unpack a lot, but we don't have time. For the first episode, I'm glad for your contributions.
Thank you so
Should
much.
I call them submissions?
I think I would have done better with submissions, but
yes.
I would call them the contribution right now, because next time when we do submissions, we'll make them so detailed with the cases and everything.
Absolutely.
Asante
and
sana.
anytime you are speaking to an advocate of the High Court, you must be guided.
You
I
must
stand
be guided. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. My name is David Otieno, the legal mind. We are just starting. We are going to have several for you so that we ensure before the election, do you know exactly how this process is important as a Kenyan na mtu ambaye anaambiwa tulipo shuru tujukumike. Thank you so much.
Thank you.